In the journey to find our true selves, we often face immense struggles and challenges. In this episode, we hear from young voices navigating the complex landscape of identity.
So it was in 2017 after I was done with my high school education. Um, I did well. I was a great student, so I attained the ability to join campus. As we all know, kila mtu tu alikuwa na ile alikuwa anasoma tu, hata ujui kenye itaendelea ama nini itaendelea. Bora yake tu ukipata kirudi campus. It is like ulikuwa unaona tu ukienda campus umeenda heaven. So I was bright. Mimi kijana wa Mungu, nasoma vizuri. Walimu wenyewe wanatuambia kwenye campus huko ni heaven. Lazima huko ukienda vitu wasichana wanakukujia wenyewe, vile maisha yani ni tamu, venye unapiga sherehe unataka. So nilikuwa nataka kuenda mimi mwenyewe experience niache kuwa nasikia tu story ati watu wanaenda campus. So in the following year 2018 nikajoin university. Mimi nilikuwa tu kijana mzuri wa God, kijana Sunday naenda kanisa. Mimi sikuwa nafanya drugs, sikuwa nafanya kitu yoyote, lakini nilikuwa tu natembea in the right path with the right people. So weeks zikapita nini ilikuwa ni ile kitu inaitwa freshers bash, ile sherehe ya kwanza kabisa kukaribishwa shule. So during that event nilienda tukapatana sasa nikapatana na marafiki, nilikuwa already nishaanza ku make friends. So hapo kwa hiyo event tulipatana tu na watu tofauti, watu wengi, wengine wameokoka, wengine hawajaokoka, wengine ni walevi, wengine ni, lakini mimi sikuwa najua because I was still young. Sikuwa nimefika hata 20 years, so bado design yangu ilikuwa chini kidogo. So nika make friends, hiyo siku ikaisha hivyo. After the bash, after everything, umesha make friends, so tutakuwa tunaanga tunaoju, tuko huku Nairobi, siko kwa wazazi, siko mtu mali na chungwa, niko kivyangu, so mimi naishi venye nataka. So kidogo hivi au marafiki wengi walikuwa drunkards. As you know, campus, most people do use drugs. They use bang, they use pombe, cocaine, drugs tu zote. Kijua kwanza kwa Nairobi hakuna drug unaweza kosa. Zingine hata unapata free, as in, you don't have to buy. Rafiki yako anapitia tu, ako na bangi zake, leo utavuta bangi, unavuta tu for free. So juu mimi sikuwa na mtu kuniguide kuniambia sivyo kunaenda. Nilijipata tu bado pia mimi nimeacha kwenda kanisa sasa, nimeingia kwa drugs. Sikaenda kwa nyumba, sisomi, shule siendi. Semester fulani hapo itafika, siku ya mtihani sikufanya hiyo mtihani juu the previous night I was drunk, so I was not able to do the exam. So hivyo ndivyo kulienda. Sasa ikafika mahali nikaona imesha yenye si fiti. Like for me nilikuja kusoma, lakini vitu nafanya ni contrary sana na kenye imenileta Nairobi. So nikabidi nikakaa chini, nikauza sana nitafanya aje. Nikaconsult watu wengi, like marafiki wenye nilikuwa naona wenyewe wananisaidia, lecturers. Hivi ndio kaniambia, kijana, umepoteza njia, umepoteza mwelekeo. Ikabidi sana nijue, kauliza nitafanya aje. Kaniambia umejaribu kujifikiria. Sasa nikauliza, najifikiria aje? Ama nitajifikiria nikuwa aje? Mimi nataka tu unisaidie. Kama naweza change nikuwe the good boy I was before I joined campus. Sasa mali ya mwisho ilifika. Sasa ikabidi sasa niongeleshe wazazi because wao ndio wananielewa zaidi kushinda, washainiona kutoka nikiwa mtoto, wamenilea, so they know me better more than anyone. Sasa nikaongea na wazazi wangu, wakaniambia, like tulikaa chini tukaongea kuhusu, nikawapea story yote yenye kulienda. Sasa wakaniambia, sasa wakaniongelesha tu kama their last born, their son. So wakaniambia, jana wewe sasa you are our last born, wewe ndio tunategemea, wao wengine wote washaweka foundation yao, wewe ndio tunategemea at least tusaidie. Nikakaa hivi nikafikiria, wazazi wananiambia, of course wazazi ziniambia kitu mbaya, wao wazazi wao. Sasa ndio nikakaa chini nikajifikiria. After amenipea mawaidha yote, kama nilifika mahali sasa nikajielewa. Ile pia pressure nilikuwa na ile, hey tuende, amka leo, uko wapi, tuende tufanye hivi, nikaachia story. So ikakuwa mimi like nimecut off wale marafiki wenye nilikuwa nao, wenye niliona wanisaidie. Of course kuna pia wale wanakusaidia. So ikabidi nimecut hiyo lot ya tuende sherehe, uko wapi leo, tufanye hivi. So cut off. In the process ndio nilikuja kujielewa. Although still I'm in the process of kujua mimi ni nani, ama kama nisharudi ile side
For some, the pressure to conform and find acceptance can often lead to destructive paths. Peter's story is one of the many where the struggle for identity intersects with the lure of a substance abuse.
I've had many instances where I went through an identity crisis, but maybe the most obvious that I can remember is back in high school, 2016, when I was referred to as a tomboy. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it played a part in how it shaped my self-esteem and how I began to carry myself. On the self-esteem part, I didn't know that I was a tomboy. I never realized that I was a tomboy or acted like in what I'd refer to as a masculine way. So on the self-esteem, it really made me start to question whether, am I really a girl? Am I okay? Am I presenting myself as a boy, or am I trying too hard to be a boy? Which, in fact, in the back of my mind, I knew that I was just a girl who maybe behaved like a boy. I would say I was a bit rough, but not that much, to a point where I'd refer myself as a masculine lady. Yes.
And if I was to bring a tradition and maybe religion into this whole thing, how did it affect you? Or rather, how did it incorporate with you, being called a tomboy and you realizing that in one way or another it affected your self-esteem, or in one way or another people defined you as someone who you in fact were not?
In terms of religion, I come from a Christian background, so as a Christian, there are things that the Bible is against and the Bible is of. So I think it played a part, because why would I be referred to as a tomboy when I am a girl and I'm a Christian girl? So some things, I think it flows towards you're a tomboy, so at some point you act masculine, so that would mean you are maybe, this is just my assumption, that you're maybe attracted to girls, which is against what my Christian beliefs. It's against my Christian beliefs. So I think it also played a part in how I went back to my roots and looked at my Christianity background and also my traditions. I'm Kikuyu, but yes, I think the Kikuyu didn't play too much of a role, but the Christian background played a role in helping me realize that I am a girl, so I should act like one, but I didn't know whether I was acting like one. And I think that also was the problem, because if you're a lady, you should be a lady, not act like one. So I was trying to act like a lady. Am I a lady? Am I not a lady? Am I too boyish? Am I too something like that?
And if I may ask, did that affect how maybe you saw your future life in comparison to how you were then and how you are now? Anything that you're doing today, did whatever you went through affect how your life is today, or did you grow out of it and realize that no, it's not how it should be?
I actually realized that I was going through. I would say I was just a kid back then, but right now I've done some soul searching, extensive soul searching, and I realized that sometimes it's how you grow up too. Because if, for example, you grow up around guys, you'll definitely have some character traits of a guy. Because I grew up climbing trees, so that is one. So I think I have outgrown the idea that I am masculine. It's not a bad thing, but I have outgrown the idea, because for me it played a part in shaping how I carried myself. Because I think maybe the reason why I don't feel like I'm noticed by guys is because I am too boyish or too masculine. But then I realized, what was I thinking back then? Like, when you search yourself and you reach a point where you're actually intentionally trying to know who you are, you reach a point where you start thinking back at things you did or things that you went through, and then you realize maybe it's because back then I didn't know who I was. I was trying to find myself, and back then opinions of people really played a part, because I refer myself as a recovering people pleaser. So I used to go with what people are saying, how people defined me. But now I am reached a point where I realize that it's my life against. So how do I define myself? So what if I act maybe sometimes like rough, why, or maybe I'm too independent? That is just who I am. Or I'm trying to embrace every part of myself. Yes, and I've outgrown the idea that I was a boy.
Esther's experience highlights the harsh realities of bullying and the damaging impacts of labels. Her story is a reminder of how societal pressures and cruel judgments can shape our self-perception during critical periods. To further explore the concept of identity crisis, we asked another young person to share their thoughts.
Hello, my name is Owino Cynthia Ching. I am a student at KC University doing Bachelor of Arts in Journalism and Digital Media. I grew up in a diverse neighborhood and I'm passionate about knowing and understanding different cultures around Kenya. Right now, I'm working as a social media manager and a digital marketing assistant at Westlands. I would define my identity as a mix of my dad's and my mom's cultural heritage and my personal experience and the things I'm passionate about. My identity involves how I interact with other people in my relationships also.
While the journey to discover our identity is personal, Cynthia lets us know that her identity comes in the shape of culture, family, and tradition.
Okay, as I said, my identity is a mixture of my mom's and my dad's cultural heritage and their society. Society first has an overwhelming range of expectations, especially when it comes to your behavior and your appearance. And my identity comprises of my behavior and my appearance. So there's this time I was in high school and I did I contested for Miss that school because I don't want to mention that school. I contested for that position and I got second runners up, which, if you ask me, is a pretty good position to get, especially Kifikiria, I was in Form 1. And it came to haunt me when I was in Form 3, trying to be a choir leader and also a CU member.
She further shares her experience, illustrating how religious beliefs can anchor us, providing clarity as we navigate the complexities of identity.
CU inataka mtu mwenye ako committed to church and committed to God and all that. And my mom's heritage, cultural heritage, consists of a lot of godly things. And vile nasema, it came to haunt me. When I went to be the choir leader and also the CU member, as a CU member, nilikuwa nataka kuwa one of the people who sang in front of the church because I have a beautiful so au watu wenye walikuwa the judges wenye walikuwa wanachagua mtu mwenye atenda kusing choir member and all that, walisema I can't be one of the people in front of the church because I contested in Form 1 and I wore something short. I will never forgive those people.
In her journey to self-discovery, Cynthia has made literature her powerful tool. This is a piece of information that she happily shares with us. While the title may provoke, the lessons go way beyond the surface.
I was reading a book, How to Kill Men and Get Away with It. I don't remember the author, but there was a quote that I got there that will actually conform to this kind of setting. It says, true fulfillment comes when you live authentically and define your own path. So in my opinion, it's okay to conform to to respect societal norms, but you need to create a path that you are able to be comfortable in.
As we navigate the complexities of identity, these stories remind us that we are not alone. Each journey is unique, but the challenges we face often resonate with others. Join us as we continue to explore these personal battles and triumphs, understanding that the path to self-discovery is rarely straightforward, but always worth pursuing.